Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, we're talking fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly. Here's your East Tennessee weather update. Got to tell you, one of the wonderful things about East Tennessee is eggnog is back at Weigel's. Oh, it's an all-time classic. Weigel's eggnog is yummy, it's rich and creamy, and it's never too early to pick up a bottle of your favorite eggnog from Weigel's. The all-time classic, it's back. Pick up 1 quart, pick up 2 quarts. It's Tennessee's favorite, and it does go pretty quickly. So make sure you grab it this time of the year, as it will be a lasting remembrance. Remember a lot of quite good things about the holidays. They remember eggnog and some of the great things that we typically eat this eating season, which is, of course, Thanksgiving around the corner. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. That's one of the great things about Weigel's. Well, eggnog is back. Check it out today. Glad to have you here. They are my sponsor. Very happy to have them as a sponsor. I want to talk about the weather because the visibility was not that great this morning, or say yesterday morning, compared to today. Things have improved. There's about a 10-mile visibility in Morristown, Jonesville, as well as Knoxville. But there might be some patches of fog in some spots, but it's kind of chilly. Right now it's 42 degrees in Rockwood. It is 42 in Crossville, but it's 30 degrees in Middlesboro. You're like, there's a 13-degree difference. You realize that. I do. It's freezing in Jacksboro, and they're in the 20s in Jonesville. Let's let that sink in. Okay, so winter's kind of here, but it's not. I thought you said we'd be in the low 40s. If you're in the places like Bell County, you're going to say, yeah, it's very cold. I can see my breath. It's frosty cold in many spots. And 34 degrees currently in Sevierville. So there are some variability numbers here. The temperatures are all over the map this morning. So make sure you're aware of that. And as far as the big story, might be the fact that Thanksgiving is around the corner. And many might be wondering, when it's this cold, could it possibly be snowing in some spots? There's a little snow on the ground in parts of West Virginia. There's more snow on the ground in parts of New England this morning, as they're still getting some flakes, which we'll take a look at here. But you can look out to the west, where those pink areas represent about 100 inches of snow or more. Areas of parts of Wyoming and just west of Denver in the Rockies there. Quite a bit of snow has already fallen in this area, and this started to occur back in October. So the snow cover, I'm not talking about the snow that's actively falling here. I'm talking about what the snow is actually on the ground at this moment. That's what they're seeing. So if you're on the call, let me know. I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. I'm on both, but I wanted to just kind of touch base with you and let you know where we were in terms of snow. Because why? Because Thanksgiving is just around the corner. And I know you're probably smiling and saying, yeah, I know, I'm going to be headed to Grandma's house, or I'm going to be eating here or eating there. Maybe you're eating in multiple places. But if Thanksgiving is on your brain, I'm going to give you a preview of what that looks like coming up here in just a few moments. So bear with me. Some interesting things to talk about with Thanksgiving weather. Meanwhile, the rain continues this morning in the deep south. Talking about Louisiana, southern Mississippi, all the way toward Destin, Florida. And this weather maker, as it were, is going to bring in some high clouds for us during the course of your Tuesday. So temperatures yesterday, as I take a look at my notes here, I have my notes. Let me come back on camera. Let's see. Yesterday's high was 69 officially. Normal high is 61. So we were 8 degrees above normal on Monday. And today is going to be in the upper 60s to near 70 as well. But it's going to be filtered sun because of these high, thin cirrus clouds, and there could be a fairly good deck of those clouds, all because of the southern system. There's a good chance that we're going to see hazy sun today, but with high clouds being the dominant force, temperatures will be in the upper 60s again here on Tuesday. Interesting to note, not much across the upper plain states, but as I mentioned, with snow on the ground, they're still getting active snow from Quebec, Montreal, and back toward maybe even, it looks like Vermont and New Hampshire in spots. So I want to say good morning to you. I see, come back on camera. Oops, over here, I want to say good morning to our buddy here, Steve. He's got, good morning, David. He's on my YouTube channel over here. And if you have a comment, we'd love to say hi to you. I'm also looking at Facebook. Having to do this on my phone this morning. Not sure why I wasn't able to pull it up, but here I might be able to see your comments more in real time. I see Fred. He says, good morning, David. Grabbing Weigel's coffee. Love that. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate you. Wanda Post says, good morning. Will the rain be heavy? We're going to get some rain this Friday. That's my next element to talk about. But let me get you out the door this morning. Thank you for keeping me accountable, Wanda. And then Tim says, bring on the snow. Danny says, hope good Tuesday. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Enjoy the broadcast and go Vols. So we've got a lot to talk about. I got the Vols for forecast. I've got the rain forecast for Friday night, all that coming up here in just a mere moment or two. So bear with me as I get through some of these maps. And again, very thankful for our buddies at Weigel's because of the best eggnog in town. Tennessee's favorite. By the way, the temperature's 43 in Morristown, but it's 13 degrees cooler in Bell County at 30. You throw in a little bit of wind. You see there's a little bit of wind. Oh, yes, wind chill. A wind chill. It feels like 39 in town. So make sure you bundle up the kids as they head out to school this morning as well. Feels like 35 in Oneida and 39 in Crossville. That's because the winds are moving anywhere from 5 to 10 plus. I think there'll be 5 to 15 for most of the day today. So be prepared for the chill, at least in the early part of the morning. 44 is our current reading in Chattanooga. If you're traveling northeast, Johnson City's freezing. They're at 32. While it's 34 in Charleston, West Virginia, but 54 in Memphis. They're in Shelby County off to the far, far west. Tracking the clouds, one thing you'll note, these high clouds will be with us pretty much the entire day. They might be running anywhere from 18 to 20, 25,000 feet most of the day, but I think enough sunshine will filter through to make it an okay, decent day. Temperatures will finish in the upper 60s, but there's thicker clouds. Back in blue, I'm looking at Jackson, Memphis, Tupelo. So there's some of this energy. These clouds are going to slice across the state, but I don't expect rain to be an issue. That's why even though I left the hazy sun in there, I've left the sunglasses on the emoji with a thumbs up. Sunrise is at 7:11 this morning, and it'll be going down before, sadly. Did you say before? Yeah, before. Before 5:30. It's going down now at 5:29. It's just 'tis the season for shorter days. Sunrise and sunset. Let's get to the bus stop forecast. If you're headed out the door in the next minute or two, you'll be interested to know that you could be in the 30s, you could be in the 40s. But by 10 o'clock, most of us with hazy sun should be in the low 50s in the valley. And by 2 o'clock to 3:30 for a good pickup time, many of us will be in the mid-60s, about 66, finishing the day around 68. So if someone were to hit 70 today, wouldn't surprise me, but that chance is probably more favorable from Knoxville south. I have us at 69 Maryville. I have us at 70 in Madisonville, Tellico Plains, and 69 for Athens. So we'll be in the upper 60s, but many of us will make a run towards 70, kind of like what we did yesterday when we hit 69. Only 66, though, for Morristown, and a high in Crossville is what I expect of 63 degrees. So those are the things I'm watching. By the way, Turkey Day. Can we talk about Turkey Day? Let's see. When is Turkey Day? That's next. Oh, that's next Thursday. That's right. Oh, notice my range here. This is November 22 to November 28. This is the temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, putting us slightly, he says, slightly above normal. But if you zoom back out, you say, wait a minute, that looks colder than normal in the Dakotas. Yeah, that's true. That means we're setting ourselves up for what could be a very, very cold start to begin December or end the month of November, because the cold air will begin to advect or work its way down here. So I just want you to be prepared. You will see some back and forth. I talk about this all the time with my premium members. There will be some back and forth for the holidays. But don't be surprised to get a cold snap this weekend, certainly in the mornings, and then it goes back up and then it comes back down just in time for meteorological winter, which technically starts on the 1st of December. So some cold air will be coming down, and maybe your turkey will be doing a little turkey trot during the time we get really cold going into next month. That's a possibility. By the way, something kind of rare to see in a strong El Nino year is another possible storm. Flooding may very well be an issue over time for places like Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba. What you're seeing all there in red is focused around Central America, but it's likely, he says, and it's the only game in town, a 70% chance that this gets the name Vince. We haven't had a name storm in a couple of weeks, and now that we're well into November, it typically winds down during a typical year. But this is not a typical year, but a heavy rainmaker for places like Jamaica and for Haiti, as well as Cuba. We'll be watching this, as this is the direction it'll be moving toward over the next 7 days or less. A chance of that getting named would be Vince. So we'll keep an eye on Vince. Tammy was our last name storm. Pretty sure she was in October, and Sean before that. So there really has been an active season, as we've kind of almost rounded out most of the names. By the way, headlines: hazy sun, high clouds today, check. Hazy sun, clouds on Wednesday, and then showers Friday and Friday night. For those that might have Friday night plans, I'm thinking high school football or maybe playoffs, whatever is going on. Friday night's likely to be just as soggy as the latter part of Friday because it might be developing, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a moment. But I'm going to come back on camera as I got some notes from you. I see some notes from Diane Ladyhawk says, good morning, have a good day. Marilyn Bell says, hoping and praying for rain. It's so dry. I'm afraid to mow up my leaves. They could catch on fire. I'm sure they're crunchy. If they're like my lawn, my grass, they're pretty crunchy. And Becky Connor says, good morning, have a wonderful and great day. Very thankful for all of you. And I'm very thankful for our friends at Weigel's. You know, eggnog is back. Weigel's eggnog is back. It's never too early or late to enjoy your favorite eggnog from Weigel's. It's the all-time classic. Weigel's eggnog is back. It's Tennessee's favorite. We love to celebrate the eggnog. And I got my first quart back in October. It doesn't never fades from view because you would just say, oh, I got to grab another bottle. Anyway, grab a bottle, grab two. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, and it's just better with Tennessee cows. There's no question about that, but eggnog is in fact back, and very excited about Weigel's presentation. They've got a great product. If you're new to town, check out the Weigel's near you. Now, we talked about showers coming in Friday and Friday night. Let's take a look at what that looks like. But first, I want to get to Danny's thought was about the game. The Georgia-Tennessee game obviously is this Saturday. It's going to be sharply cooler. I can tell you that. The number one team in town makes for big headlines, but I think this rain will be gone pretty much out of the Smokies early Saturday morning. So it could still be raining in the Smokies, 7 or 8 or even 9 a.m., but by game time, 3:30, it's all long gone and the clouds have broken. It cleared out. It's mostly sunny for the ball game as we go from 58 to 48, and the winds will be about 3 to 8 miles per hour. That's my expectation. We're keeping an eye on this game forecast. Now, the rainfall. Watch the clock. Notice there's not a whole lot to see here. We'll just be real quiet. See, okay, it's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. We haven't had any rain between now and 5 a.m. Friday. I thought you said it's going to rain on Friday. It will. But watch how slow it gets in here. You ready? Let's take the clock to midday. Oh, is that it? Just 2/100 of an inch? That's all we're going to get? No, we're going to get more. But you'll notice half the day is over. And you've only picked up, in some cases, 2/100 of an inch or less. That's kind of sobering. But then we take you to 5 o'clock, and it's only doubled to 0.04. So now it's 400. That's not a lot of rain. I'm telling you, most of the rain's going to come in after it gets dark. Most of the rain, because this is Jamestown representing 1200s, Oneida 1600s. Please note the clock, 5 p.m. Friday. It hasn't rained all that much. It's developing, but once we get into nightfall, let's move the clock. Okay, now we're talking about maybe a quarter, maybe 1/3 of an inch. I'll repeat that, 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch. That takes you through about 9 o'clock Saturday morning when most of the rain's gone, and it might still be lingering with drizzle in the Smokies at that hour. But the clouds will be working its way out. So most of the rain comes in Friday night and would be exiting in the wee hours of your Saturday morning. Right now, it is 43 degrees. We have a northeast wind at 7 miles per hour at McGee-Tyson Airport, and we have 73% relative humidity. Here's where we're going. If you're just joining me, we're going to go from the upper 30s, low 40s, climb all the way up to 68, possibly 70 for the Southern Valley today with hazy sun and high clouds. So we'll be watching this also very closely, keeping an eye on this. Oh, I got some other notes when I come back on camera. I got some other notes from Steve Stone says, good morning, Felicia on YouTube. Felicia's Crafty Adventures, good Tuesday morning. And Diane says, good morning, have a wonderful day. It's pretty cool seeing you on YouTube. Awesome. You can put it on the big screen, a lot easier sometimes with YouTube, but always like trying to expand the reach, and also very thankful for each one of you spending the time this morning. It is 6:54. I'll be done here in 6 minutes or less. I'm pretty sure I can get you out the door with all that you need to know. 60% chance of rain Friday and Friday night, but it does taper off as the sun comes up, for Knoxville anyway, by, say, Saturday morning. We'll keep an eye on the timing of that as we get closer. The Storm Prediction Center, first box there is thunderstorms, yes, but nothing severe. The lightest shade of green is pretty much what we see on this map for Louisiana, parts of Florida, parts of Mississippi. But back home, clearly with hazy sunshine, we're not expecting any thunder. We're not even expecting rain. But it looks pretty quiet for across much of the country. Tomorrow, it continues to expand across the Sunshine State. So they could get some thunderstorms in Tampa, Miami, as well as New Orleans and Mobile. Heading back home, pretty quiet, as we'll find hazy sun and clouds here on Wednesday. Thursday covers all of Florida, essentially, and moves up into southern Georgia and South Carolina for for some thunderstorms down there, but quiet here. So the severe weather threat, just not much of a factor. Futurecast, high pressure dancing across Indiana. So we're going to keep some of the hazy sun in play, but you'll notice how far the rain goes. It gets us maybe as close by as Atlanta by tonight. Then it exceeds Atlanta, slides into maybe just areas south of Nashville, but it just does not have a chance to get here. That not until we see an approaching front on Friday. So that's my expectation as we watch this cold front slide in from the west, and it'll help bring in some of that rain that we'll get beneficially coming in on Friday night. So the Futurecast, pick out your favorite town. Where are we at noontime today? Should be around 60. That's an improvement, especially 59 in Middlesboro, given the fact you're so cold now at 30. Boy, can you imagine 30 degrees? Pretty cold there in Middlesboro this morning. But you'll make a big run into the upper 50s by lunchtime. By 3:34, that's when our high temperature has been typically occurring. I expect the upper 60s, and then we'll be cooling rapidly through the 50s and 40s overnight, with more cloudiness, especially the high clouds tonight, that'll take out some of the stars. Most of the stars will be gone tonight because of the high clouds. Once we move into 5 o'clock Wednesday, temperatures should top off, I think, closer to 66 now as we head into the middle of the week. So let's recap. 6:57, hazy sun, some high clouds, and with temperatures today, should be looking about 70 in Tellico Plains, 68 in Kingston, and I'm looking at 65 for La Follette. Ooh, I got some notes here. Come back on camera real quick. I got some other notes here. I see Michelle Vega. She's watching. I'm going to say hi to Michelle. Carrie says, good morning. Hope everyone is having a fantabulous day. Love that word. She's figured out a cool word for me. Anyway, that's nice, new to me. And I'm seeing Denise Jarbo. Good morning. Have a great day. Glad to have Denise on here as well. And Becky saying good morning. Have a great day. So if you're ready for a day that's hazy sun, high clouds, this is just what the doctor ordered. 68 today is what I expect for Knoxville, 69 in Newport. A beautiful day. And then we look at some of our high temperatures around the state. They'll also be in the upper 60s despite the hazy sun. They should make it into the low 60s for southeast Kentucky. I'm looking at Jackson, Kentucky, mid-50s for West Virginia, and low 70s for Augusta, Georgia. So 43 tonight, plenty of high and mid-level clouds, still very cool. Normal low is 38. But 43 is maybe not quite 38, but it's still cool, given the fact winds are going to be light and variable tonight. So low temperature tonight, about 37 Middlesboro, 43, Talbot, White Pine, Alpha, as well as maybe Jefferson City, 43 for Dandridge, Newport, 42 for Kingston, Rockwood, Harriman, 43 for Oak Ridge and Clinton, and 44 for Maryville for low temperatures tonight. Here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. Are you ready? Are you ready to see how things change dramatically? You got 66 tomorrow now, holding in the upper 60s Thursday and Friday. Best chance of rain will come in the afternoon and evening on Friday, while it may linger to about 7 or 9 o'clock in the morning, especially for the Smokies, as those showers will be slower to get out. But game time, upper 50s, about 58, should be cooling down about 10 degrees, about 48 to conclude the fourth quarter. It's going to be a big game, obviously, for the fact that we've got the eyes of the nation, but it's also a great opportunity to take them out. I say, you know, if you can define a season by a big win over a number one team, but that's just me. I'm thinking you're thinking the same thing. Let's hope for the very best this upcoming Saturday. But notice the overnight lows for Knoxville are back to the 33 range Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then Sunday night, Monday morning, with highs only in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. So there's obviously some changes coming. Are you ready? Speaking of changes, did you know you can pick up a quart of eggnog from Weigel's at every Weigel's near you? Absolutely. And they're only around for a limited time. For a limited time, Tennessee's favorite, it's back. It's never too early or late to go enjoy your favorite eggnog. And if you want to pick up 1 quart, pick up 2. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Also very awesome is when you fill up your tank, make sure you grab a bottle of the eggnog, maybe a chocolate milk, or even some hot coffee to keep you warm on a cold morning. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.